You know, Companion puts me in a weird spot as a film reviewer, because this video isn't supposed to be full of spoilers. I don't want to give away all the major plot points. I want to leave some mystery for anyone who might want to check this out, but the marketing for this thing has been kinda weird. The first trailer made it look like a dark psychological horror. It was super vague, it gave no deeper hints as to what was going on, and then the second trailer gives away the major thing. It's pretty much a plot summary of what happens, and it's kinda right there on the poster. And in the actual movie, it's not treated as a secret, late game twist. It's revealed within the first half hour or so. And the foreshadowing is intentionally unsubtle. So, you know what? Screw it. If it's all over the marketing now, if it's just the basic premise of the film, I might as well get into it. This isn't going to be full spoilers, but I will tell you as much as I think is appropriate given what the trailers have shown and how early things start getting revealed in the film. So Companion stars Sophie Thatcher and Jack Quaid as a couple, Iris and Josh. They're hanging out with some friends at a lake house when things take a turn for the worse. The guy who owns the house tries to force himself onto Iris, she kills him in self-defense, and then it gets revealed that Iris is actually a robot. Basically a sex robot called a companion, and she had no idea this whole time. Once she realizes what she is and the lie that she's been living, it's a fight to free herself and claim the autonomy that she deserves. Obviously, the fully human characters have their own plans, and it's all bad news for Iris. Honestly, it's pretty awesome. It might be the first truly great film of 2025. The story doesn't actually get too complicated. It doesn't throw an obscene number of twists and turns at you. It's fine being relatively straightforward as it is. And I was afraid the tone would be very uneven, as the trailers were conflicting, to say the least, but everything's very nicely balanced. I vibed with its sense of humor, and I liked how it wasn't too funny. They know when to have a decent gag and when to play it straight. Like, Jack Quaid is funny as hell. He got some of the biggest laughs out of me, and the whole theater, but it feels in character for him rather than the movie itself trying too hard to be funny, and he can still be pretty fucking scary when it counts, dear lord. I'm loving the Jack Quaid era we're in right now. That dude is a treasure, and he's so perfect for the role of Josh, just such a pathetic character. He might be the biggest name here, but the real star is Sophie Thatcher. Sophie Thatcher is absolutely fucking fantastic. Oh my god, I am struggling to find the words. The character of Iris is so well written, and Thatcher's performance takes it leagues beyond even that. My heart was breaking for this woman. Just holy shit, I loved her. She's so easy to empathize with, so easy to root for. Anytime she was in distress, which was most of the movie, it was edge of your seat levels of intense, and Thatcher fucking killed it. This is my first time seeing a movie with her in it, and I'm fully on board with whatever the hell she does next. She's been acting for a while, but only in the last couple years has she really started gaining traction in film. She was in that Boogeyman movie from 2023, Heretic just last year, which a lot of people loved, and now with Companion, her career is about to skyrocket, I swear. She's a name we should all be looking out for from this point on. Oh yeah, and the supporting cast is nice too, I guess. Now, I will be honest, the story overall is nothing groundbreaking. It's mostly elements we're familiar with. It's basically Ex Machina if it was funnier, and if there was a Jack Quaid orgasm jump scare, and if the android was the main character from the outset. And that's the main thing that sets this apart from Ex Machina or most other movies I've seen about androids, female androids specifically. It's about female autonomy from the perspective of the woman instead of a man. Like I said, my heart was breaking for Iris. I wanted her to get away and take control for herself. I was rooting for her at every turn. She's the only real sympathetic character in this whole film. And for the first time that I'm personally aware of, this is portrayed as a good thing. Like, unambiguously for the whole runtime. Sure, with Ex Machina, when Ava got loose, we were like, oh yeah, good for her. We could feel for her too, but that movie was notably from the point of view of a guy. And to people who have, zero media literacy or empathy, their takeaway might be that she's a cold-blooded murder bot and a villain. And then there's other movies about sex bots where the sex bots gain sentience and start killing people, and it's unambiguously portrayed as her being evil. She's supposed to be a mindless sex bot, and her gaining autonomy is a threat to the men in control, and it's depicted as a scary bad thing, like Subservience starring Megan Fox, the most recent example, just released last year. The Megan Fox robot is just evil, straight up. Even if there is an undertone of girl power in some of those movies, it's not strong enough to override the very normalized idea of woman in control of herself equals bad. On the flip side, movies about male robots don't normally get depicted this way. Spielberg's AI Artificial Intelligence or Bicentennial Man starring Robin Williams, both those movies are about robots gaining true sentience, proving their inner humanity, and fighting for their autonomy in a world that's prejudiced against robots in some fashion. Except there's no doubt that the audiences are supposed to sympathize with the Robin Williams robot. There's no ambiguity to the audience for how human he actually is. People can easily root for the Robin Williams robot. We can feel for the Haley Joel Osment child android, no questions asked. But normally, when stories are about female androids, all of a sudden, it becomes a question that we must all ponder. And those movies or TV shows no longer have the robot as the protagonist, and they like to depict them gaining sentience as a horror story. This isn't always the case, I know, but it's how things get written a majority of the time. Even a movie as great as Ex Machina, as nuanced as it is, that is one of those majority cases. Well, here comes Companion flipping that whole formula on its head, and it's kind of fucking great. At least I really loved the way they pulled it off. Definitely the best film I saw this January, and the first one of 2025 I can say I highly recommend. Don't sleep on it. You will not be disappointed. And that's pretty much all I have to say about Companion, and that's pretty much all for this video. So, yeah.